Good morning. Whilst we're waiting for everybody to enter, I will just quickly go through our ceremony schedule. My name is Katrina Yousefi. I'm the Programmes Manager at the Howard League. As you can see, we will soon be having a welcome introduction from Andrea Coomber, Chief Executive of the Howard League. Ben Bradford, who is the Chair of the Community Awards, will be running the proceedings, and the categories will be running in the order listed. So we will have policing and adults, and then policing children, liaison and diversion. And then Fazana Dakri, who is one of our newest members of the judging panel, will be giving her thoughts and reflections of her experience of sitting as a judge. And then we'll carry on with the proceedings, looking at the racial disparities category, restorative approaches, women, and then we will have a presentation from Fiona Green, who is the Chief Executive of NAACRO. NAACRO won the Organisation of the Year award last year, and then we will be closing with the Organisation of the Year category, and then ending the ceremony. I just want to wish everyone good luck, and we will start very soon with Andrea starting her introduction.
Thank you, Katrine. Huge welcome to this year's Howard League Community Awards, which celebrate excellence and innovation in our sector. As Katrine said, my name's Andrea Coomber, and I have the great honour of being the Chief Executive of the Howard League for Penal Reform. Before I introduce your host for the day, a few words about the Howard League. We're the world's oldest prison charity. Since 1866, we've been working towards less crime, safer communities, and fewer people in prison. We work with Parliament and with the media, with criminal justice professionals, members of the public and others in the sector to influence debate and urge meaningful change to create safer communities. We have a legal team who every day receive calls from children and young people in prison on our free advice line, providing them with advice and representation on issues from resettlement and parole to their safety and custody. This year, we've started a new project that looks at racial disparity in youth justice. We have a category on that today, and have another project that looks at the experiences of young people on remand. At a time when government has pledged to significantly increase the prison population, we're committed to providing strong opposition based on an abundance of evidence that prison doesn't work and that we need to keep communities safe. The kind of initiatives that we're here to celebrate today are, in our view, the future. The Howard League is entirely independent of government. We exist solely on individual donations, the support of trusts and foundations, and the support of our amazing members, who number around 10,000 and include hundreds of people in prison and their family members. If you're not already a member of the Howard League, please do consider joining and putting your weight behind our cause. Your host for today is Professor Ben Bradford, Professor of Global City Policing at University College London, a member of the Howard League's board, and chair of our judging panel. My thanks to him and to the panel for all of their work, to Katrine for all of her work on this project, and to everyone who submitted applications in the various categories. Good luck. Congratulations in advance to the winners. Over to Ben.
Great. Thanks very much, Andrea, for the introduction. Andrea's just introduced me, so that's me on the slide there. I don't really intend to say anything more. I'm about the least important person here today. So as we all know, we're here this morning to announce the winners of the 2022 Howard League Community Awards and to celebrate schemes that encourage assistance from crime. These prestigious awards are presented annually by the Howard League for Penal Reform to people and organisations whose innovative work keeps people out of the criminal justice system by providing alternative, proportionate, effective and targeted interventions. As Andrea just said, this is my first year as chair of the awards, and at the very beginning, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone at the Howard League for making these awards possible and giving me the chance to be involved. And the reason I say thank you like that is because I've been absolutely in awe of the commitment, the ingenuity, the enterprise on display in all of the projects we're going to be talking about today, all the projects, interventions, teams, organisations, as well, of course, as the results that so many of these programs and initiatives produce the positive results. For an academic like me sitting in his ivory tower, this work that's going on the ground is, as I say, just frankly awe-inspiring. So as we know, these annual awards celebrate best practice in diversionary work and champion work in the community that challenges and changes people for the better, be it children, women, in relation to mental health programs or with restorative approaches. The awards recognise projects and organisations whose work and practice is delivered above and beyond normal service delivery. From a really high quality field of nominations this year, over 40 entries from England, Wales and Northern Ireland were shortlisted for the awards, giving them a chance, we hope, to promote their work on this national stage. All of these projects help keep people out of the criminal justice system. The Howard League believes that measures should be in place to ensure that children and adults can be diverted from prosecution wherever possible, with courts and custody reserved for people whose behaviour cannot be managed in any other way. I think what all the shortlisted projects we're going to be looking at today, and of course the winners, what all the shortlisted projects have in common is that they're run by passionate, highly skilled professionals who succeed with those who have committed crimes and help them turn their lives around. It's fantastic to see so many projects doing such good work and making a difference. I want to thank all the projects who took the time to nominate themselves for awards this year, and I wish all the nominees and those shortlisted the best of luck. At the very outset, again, I applaud all of you for the excellent work and commitment you've been showing over the last year, and in some cases way, way longer than that. All recipients of the Howard League Awards today will have shown many aspects of good practice and excellence in their work. So these are the kind of criteria the judging panel were using when they were looking at the nominations. They will have shown that they are rehabilitative and help prevent future offending. They minimise crisis by early assessment and intervention. They identify vulnerabilities for adults and young people who come into contact with the criminal justice system. They offer a programme tailored to individual needs, demonstrate trauma-informed approaches to practice, involve service users in shaping the work and decisions that affect them, the service users, have strong partnerships in place and a commitment to liaison with other services, and use a system to evaluate the effectiveness and the outcomes of the programmes and interventions they're involved in. So those are the kinds of criteria that we use when judging the nominations. Before we find out who the winners of this year's awards are, I need to thank the judging panel for their time, support, insight and help in deciding the winning projects. Without the contribution made by the judging panel, these awards would not be possible. As well as myself, the newbie, this year the panel included some total experts in the field who brought their expertise and their knowledge and their experience to the judging process. First, we had another new person on the board this year, Faizana Dakri, who's community chaplain on Straight Path Resettlement Project in Leicester and family engagement for PACT at HMP Leicester. We have Superintendent Stan Gilmore, who I think is still local area commander in Reading in Thames Valley Police. We have Andrew Nielsen, Director of Campaigns at the Howard League. We have Glyn Thomas, who's Head of Implementation, Liaison and Diversion Programme for NHS England. We have Nicola Tutty, who's National Lead for Female Pathways, Liaison and Diversion Programme in NHS England. And we have Katrin Yusufi, who've already heard from, who's Programmes Manager at the Howard League. Thank you so much to all of you for the time and commitment you put in this year. So before we get on to announcing the winners, I just want to explain how the ceremonies are going to work. The judges have decided on a winner, sometimes two winners in each category, alongside runners-up in some categories, but not all of them. Projects which deserve a recommendation for their outstanding work, but which weren't outright winners or runners-up, will receive commendations. And again, some categories have commendations, some don't. It was decided by the judging panel this year that unfortunately no one will be shortlisted for the Criminal Justice Champion category, so we're not going to be awarding in that category this year. We're also going to see, as you've already heard, two guest videos to break the proceedings up a little bit, so you don't have to spend the whole time looking at me. I think, among other things, one from Faizana Dakri as a new member on the judging panel, and also one from one of last year's winners, is Fiona Green from NIACRO, who's going to talk about the impact of their award of Organisation of the Year last year, and also the importance of diversity work within the criminal justice system. As we proceed for the awards, I will announce first any commendations, then runners-up, and finally the winners in each category. I will invite the runners-up and winners to take to the platform, virtual platform, and make a 1-minute acceptance speech. Please do try to stick to time due to the time constraints we're operating in. We need to get this wrapped up by midday. Katrina informs me she will storm the virtual stage if anyone speaks for much longer than a minute. If any winner is experiencing IT issues, unfortunately, we're just going to have to move on. We're not going to have time to try and reconcile those in real time, as it were. Please accept your reward with your camera on wherever possible. And due to the time constraints, again, I'm only going to be inviting winners and runners up to give their acceptance speeches, not those who receive a commendation. At the outset, again, I want to give my congratulations to all the projects receiving commendations and runners up and winners awards, and wish you all the very best of luck for the future. Commendation projects will receive frame certificates in the post, or winners and runners up will receive an award plaque in the post. So without further ado, let's find out the winners of the Howard League Community Awards 2022. And as Katrin suggested, we're going to go first to the policing and adults category. In this category, we have a runner-up and a winner. And the runner-up is Cumbria Pathways Remedy. Congratulations. I should say that after announcing each commendation, runner-up or winner, I'll give a brief outline of the work they do so everyone else knows a little about the great work they're doing before handing over to the team to accept their award. So in this case, Pathways was a concept first developed by Cumbria Police and the Cumbria Police and Crime Commissioner's Office to provide support for offenders subjected to an out-of-court disposal. The overall aim is to halt any escalation through the criminal justice system, providing dedicated support to work with a person to overcome the challenges they face that are leading to their offending behaviour. Remedy was commissioned in 2021 to take on this project, recruiting and supporting a team of Pathway support workers who take a needs-led approach to working with individuals, finding out what the main drivers are for their offending behaviour and addressing these through mentoring support or signposting to commission services. The support workers succeed through the relationships they build with the people involved in the scheme, getting them to take accountability and ownership of the changes that they need to make in their lives. So congratulations again, and over to David Bates, who I believe is accepting the award. David, I hope you're online. A moment of silence.
Sorry, Ben, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can got you. Thanks, David.
Hello, Ben. Thank you for that. Yes, it's a great privilege to accept the award on behalf of the Cumbria Pathways. We've worked incredibly hard, really, to with offenders over the past 18 months to achieve some really positive outcomes for offenders and victims across the Cumbrian area. We'd like to receive the recognition from such a prestigious organisation, which highlights how well the project is doing in Cumbria. With the strong partnerships we have with the OPCC's office and the Cumbria Constabulary, plus the tremendous support we get from other linked organisations across Cumbria, I'm confident it's going to go from strength to strength in the future. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, David. And I'm glad the technology is working so far. So moving on to the winner in the policing and adults category, the winner is the Offender Rehabilitation Programme, West Midlands Police and West Midlands Police and Crime Commissioner. The background to this scheme is that the frequency and severity of violent incidents towards retail staff is increasing significantly in West Midlands, and I'm sure across the country as a whole. A Co-op Commission report by Dr. Emmeline Taylor from City University London notes there is a strong relationship between substance misuse, shop theft, and the use of violence and aggression by drug-affected offenders who are desperate not to be detained. It has been estimated that 70% of shop theft is committed by frequent users of Class A drugs. In Birmingham, the OPCC, the Office of Police and Crime Commissioner, police and a number of retailers have come together to address this issue. They have co-funded an approach to place prolific offenders into recovery. This has involved 4 police officers taking the role of offender to rehab facilitators. And during the 12-month pilot of this scheme, 136 people were referred to the programme, of whom 27 entered rehab. And it's estimated that this resulted in over £150,000 not being spent on drugs and alcohol, and prevention of the theft of approximately £500,000 worth of stolen goods. This approach aims to show that it's possible to reduce crime, save money, and save lives if we take a kinder and more supportive approach to engaging with people who need help to break the cycle. Our judges just felt this was an excellent scheme and fully deserving the winner award in this category. And I think we should have now Stuart Toogood or Jackie Every, or maybe both, online to accept the award.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can, Stuart, thank you.
That's always a good thing. It's always a good start. Well, I'm absolutely thrilled, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone in the team, so thank you so much for the award. It really does mean a lot. And it's certainly come a long way from humble beginnings, just sort of you know, sort of tackling one or two people on a busy Birmingham high street to where it's sort of come so far. So we're really, really pleased. We hope to push it further with the support of the retail community and the PCC. And I'm just really thrilled that this programme, which does save lives, does prevent crime and prevent victims of crime, has been recognised. So thank you very, very much.
Great, thanks, Stuart, and congratulations again. It was just a really great scheme. Can I remind everyone of a couple of things as we move forward? First, that the webinar is being recorded and will be shared after the event. And if you've got any questions or comments, please use the chat function that is being monitored by the team from the Howard League. And equally, if any of the people accepting awards, if any of your cameras are working or you can't get your cameras to work, please tell me and we'll try and get that switched on. Moving on to the next category, which is the policing and children category. And here we actually have a runner-up and 2 winners. The runner-up is Operation Divan from North Yorkshire Police. North Yorkshire Police launched Operation Divan in September 2018 with the aim of reducing the number of young people carrying weapons by raising awareness of the potential consequences of doing so. North Yorkshire Police has worked in partnership with education, school liaison teams, social care and youth justice to support those aged under 18 who have been or are thinking of using or carrying knives and other weapons or engaging in activities associated with so-called county lines, including using or dealing drugs, exploitation of other young people and or bullying. Young people identified by the process are asked to voluntarily take part in an intervention led in the main by North Yorkshire Police, which uses resources that follow Department of Education guidelines. Sessions are tailored to the individual's learning needs and ability. And this is one of a number of schemes we're looking at, saying it was a really good example of those schemes, where it's the police taking the lead in diversion activity. And as someone who's involved in studying and working with the police, I think this is really great to see. So hopefully we now have Heidi Lewis from North Yorkshire Police online to accept the award. Heidi.
Heidi, I can't see you on the list. If you could put a virtual hand up so I can find you, please.
Maybe the IT gremlins have struck already.
Yeah, I still can't see her.
Shall we just move on, Catherine?
I think so, yeah, sorry, apologies for that.
Yeah, okay, that's a shame, but they will, of course, be getting their award in the post anyway. Moving on to the first winner in the policing and children's category, and we've got 2 winners. The ordering here doesn't mean anything, it's just the order that I'm happening to read them out. The first winner is the School Responders Project from Thames Valley Restorative Justice. The aim of this project is to provide a fast response to schools where an offence has taken place that is serious enough for the offending young person to be at risk of exclusion or arrest. A restorative justice practitioner will attend and speak to all parties involved with a view to seeking a restorative solution, such as a conference between the parties, in most cases within 24 hours of the incident. The objectives are to stop the unnecessary criminalisation of children, reduce the need for police intervention, reduce school exclusions, encourage children from being drawn into negative behaviours through social media, create a positive outcome for young people through a restorative approach, and nurture a more harmonious environment within the schools. And the judges just felt that this programme ticked any number of the right boxes, which is why it's one of the winners in the children's category. And here to accept the award is, I think, Anne Jensen East. Anne, are you online? Yeah.
Yes, again, Anne. Oh, hang on, there's a hand up.
Hand up.
Nikki Ross.
I'm the
Nikki.
Chief Exec for Thames Valley Partnership and we run this programme. Anne unfortunately is unable to be with us, but I'm delighted to be able to accept it on behalf of the team who do this incredible work in schools and incredible work as from an early intervention.
Oh. think we've lost the line there. The gremlins are
Can you
really.
hear me now?
Oh, you've got you back. Yeah,
Sorry
excellent.
about that. Especially nice to be recognised in what is Restorative Justice Week for a restorative justice-based programme, and so important for us to be able to raise awareness of restorative justice across the criminal justice sector and raise those opportunities for funding as well. So thanks very much for the award, and really proud to receive it.
Great. Thanks ever so much, Nikki. Yeah, no, I thought it was a brilliant example of the potential power of restorative justice. Just a really great example of that. So moving on to the second winner in this category, and this is Operation Inclusion from Merseyside Violence Reduction Partnership. Operation Inclusion is a deferred prosecution scheme promoted by Merseyside Violence Reduction Partnership and developed in partnership with other local actors, Merseyside Police and the 5 youth offending services that come under the Merseyside Violence Reduction Partnership's umbrella, which are Liverpool, St Helens, Wirral, Sefton and Knowsley. Operation Inclusion provides Merseyside youth offending services with a new out-of-court disposal intervention based on the knowledge of existing adult deferred prosecution programmes, such as Durham Constabulary's Operation Checkpoint and Avon and Somerset Police's Call-In programme. Operation Inclusion can be applied as a one-off licence or to a child demonstrating a rapid escalation in offending, which could indicate an increase from minor risk vulnerability to much more serious acts of violence and or potential exploitation. Selection for Operation Inclusion follows notification of a suitable child from the police who has met the charge threshold for a court appearance or for the receipt of a youth conditional caution, or via individual youth offending services out-of-court disposal processes. Youth offending services case managers then work with the children and their families and carers, utilising diversion and support strategies to offer those who engage a chance to change their behaviour. And if they complete a 3 to 6 months intervention, exit the youth offending service without a statutory criminal record. Again, the judges felt this is a really great programme that helped meet the fundamental challenge of dealing with young people who are engaging in criminal behaviour in ways that do not result in their being given a criminal record, with all the potential downstream effects that has on them and their lives. And hopefully here to accept the award is Superintendent Siobhan Gaynor. Siobhan, are you online? Doesn't look like she is. Oh, there's a hand up.
Yeah, I've just seen it. I'm just about to put you on, Siobhan, sorry.
Hand is reappeared.
Oh, here we go.
We really are struggling with IT gremlins today.
Come on. Was it, yeah? Where? Say good morning.
We can see Stephen Collier.
Hi, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, Stephen.
Hi, yeah, I think Siobhan's having some difficulties actually getting on.
All right.
I'm the Youth Justice Lead for the Merseyside Violence Reduction Partnership, and she's asked me to accept this on her behalf. I'm going to kill her. But listen, I'd just like to thank you for accepting our nomination for the award. It's been a lot of hard work by Merseyside Police and all the youth offending services involved on Merseyside, and I just think that the work they've been doing is brilliant, and I just think that the opportunities it gives young people to engage and sort of and have their needs and their sort of risk assessments assessed appropriately with local service partners, and then not receive the criminal record after they've completed the interventions. It's just been an amazing opportunity for everyone involved.
Great. Thanks ever so much, Stephen. Congratulations again, and don't be too angry with Siobhan.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Bye. Brilliant. And we now move on to the liaison on diversion category winners. And here we have our first commendation of the day. And this commendation is for Greater Manchester Liaison and Diversion Services run by the Greater Manchester Mental Health NHS Foundation Trust. Getting some feedback.
Hello. Hi, we're having a party in here now. Oh,
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Can you?
Tell
Stephen, could you put your mic on mute? Nobody can hear us. I think it's gone. I think it stopped. That's really weird. Anyway, okay, moving on. The commendation in Liaison and Diversion category winners is for Greater Manchester Liaison and Diversion Scheme run by the Greater Manchester Mental Health NHS Foundation Trust. Liaison and Diversion Scheme service in Greater Manchester has provided support to people in police custody, court and community settings since commencement. It commenced in 2017. In September 2020, service. I can't turn this microphone. Can anyone turn Stephen's mic off? Ah, it's gone. Brilliant. In September 2020, the service, in close consultation with Greater Manchester Police, sought to provide pathways for eligible individuals to receive the offer of an out-of-court disposal within the criminal justice process. Promotional materials and training package were developed and delivered by GMP to enhance awareness and support for the initiative. The project is now part of core liaison and diversion practice in Greater Manchester, helping extend the scope of the service beyond custody and court settings. The outcome of the out-of-court disposal offer has been to reduce engagement of court time by generating alternative pathways towards health. And this liaison and diversion project works closely with providers such as drug and alcohol services, women's centre services, housing, learning disability services, mental health services, and veterans services. It's also involved in referrals through to community engagement workers, education and training, and other agencies. And again, we just thought this was such a great project. It deserved a special mention, or just such a great service, really. It deserved a special mention. So the team at the Greater Manchester Mental Health Trust are commended for the work they're doing and continue to do. So we now have 2 runners-up in the liaison and diversion category. And again, in no particular order, these are just the order I'm reading them out. The first runner-up in this category is Brighton Streets, run by the Trust for Developing Communities. So Brighton Streets is a programme of targeted detached youth work across the city of Brighton and Hove. The service provides proactive outreach services and liaisons with young people, supporting them to make choices that reduce their involvement in risky or violent situations, while also supporting them to feel connected to their city and their place within it. It provides contextual safeguarding for environments where street socialising young people may otherwise come to harm. It also works with at-risk young people who are not engaged in any other service, providing safeguarding and supporting their diversion away from the criminal justice system. The aim of this youth work is to be upstream and relationship based, and to empower young people with the knowledge, skills and behaviours that keep themselves using, for example, cognitive behavioural therapy and trauma-informed methodology. In the last full 2 years, the project has delivered an average of over nearly 3,200 interventions over an average of 362 sessions per year, so around 1 a day. Brighton Streets is developed by the Trust for Developing Communities, the Hangleton and Knoll projects, and the Tama Community Project. So congratulations to Brighton Streets. And I think here to accept the award, I can already see online, someone, don't think that may not be Adam Muirhead though.
I'm here.
Oh, you are, brilliant, excellent, Adam.
My video's on. I don't know if you can see me, but I just wanted to say we're obviously delighted to be a runner-up. Thank you very much. This means such a lot for our team, who are doing incredible work, often at antisocial times and sometimes unsafe spaces, all to keep young people safe, free from harm and out of the criminal justice system. I'm also fully inspired by all the other projects that were shortlisted. I'm not sure how the judges made the calls they did. I really want to thank them. Thank you very much. And of course to the Howard League. It's a wonderful accolade. We're incredibly grateful. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks so much, Adam. And they were indeed very, very difficult decisions in some of this. The second runner-up we have in this category is the Criminal Justice Liaison and Diversion Team at Hertfordshire Partnership University NHS Foundation Trust. NHS names are very long. This is a county-wide service commissioned by NHS England to provide an all-age screening and assessment service to individuals involved in the criminal justice system. The aim is to support safe and fair criminal justice processes. The Liaison and Diversion Team advise police partners if any reasonable adjustments are required during the interview process, or they may advise diversion under Part 2 of the Mental Health Act. The team also offer assessments to those presenting with a wide range of vulnerabilities, which may include mental health, trauma, learning disability, autism spectrum disorder, dyslexia and dyspraxia, or a comorbid presentation with alcohol and substance use. The same service is also offered to voluntary attendees. In court, the team may write reports for court consideration to advise on reasonable adjustments and special measures, and if specialist reports are required with consideration to using Part 3 of the Mental Health Act. Support is also offered to probation in obtaining mental health treatment requirements as part of a community sentence. In line with national guidelines, the Liaison and Diversion Team have developed a female offender pathway, which recognises the negative impact of short custodial sentences and their contributions to intergenerational offending. The team works closely with partners in the local women's centres and also a project to support veterans of the armed forces who are involved in the criminal justice system. The panel just thought this represented all-round brilliant work by the team involved, and hopefully we now have Denford Chifamba to accept the award. Denford, are you there? There's a hand gone up.
I'm just going to give you a hand, Denford. Oh, here we go. He's coming on.
I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm having problems with my connection here. Thank you very much, and very grateful to accept this on behalf of the Hertfordshire Liaison and Diversion Service. We started at the peak of the pandemic, and we are very grateful to the Howard League for nominating us and picking us for this award. Thank you very much. I'm delighted. I'll share with the team.
Great. Congratulations again, David. Thanks very much. And finally, or now next, I should say, not finally, we've got some ways to go as yet. We have the winner in the Liaison and Diversion category. And this is the Steer Clear project from West Mercia Police. This project is focused on knife crime, a cause of both early criminalisation of young people and increases in the likelihood of continuing offending. The project aims to add a preventative layer to existing interventions. It's clear in the local context, and surely much more widely as well, that young perpetrators of violence have poor role models, adverse childhood experiences, troubled families, and experience peer pressure to offend. A strong link to school exclusions has obviously also been identified. As a result, West Mercia Police developed and coordinated the Steer Clear project, which aims to reach out to the young person at the earliest possible opportunity prior to any established offences being identified, and seeks to safeguard, educate, and divert to more positive behaviour. In the first 18 months of the project, over 200 young people were referred and supported away from criminality and violence, diverting them out of the criminal justice cycle. The project has embedded harm prevention for some of the most vulnerable young people the police deal with, and after initial phases rolled out throughout the force area. The panel thought this was really excellent work and provides a local solution to what are obviously national projects in ways that addresses the fundamental challenge of helping young people away from both offending and the criminal justice system. And I hope we now have Marvin Chowdhury online to accept the award. Marvin, are you there?
Yeah, Superintendent Hancock from West Mercia is here too.
Great.
Thank you, Ben. We are really thrilled to receive this award. It's entirely unexpected. We are celebrating with donuts and soft drinks. We're pleased to hear. Steer Clear has been a real journey for us in West Mercia. We are still in the very early stages of preventative work. So this is a real boost to the force, considering it's the humble beginnings in Telford, but it's now rolled out across the entire force. We're just looking at Steer Clear version 2 which changes some of the parameters and just widens the project. This is a very welcome boost, and thank you so much to the Howard League.
Great. Thanks very much, and congratulations again. And just to reiterate something I said before, how great it is to see police leading in this kind of diversionary work. It's really, really outstanding. Thanks again. So we're now going to take a short break from the award presentations per se, and to hear from Farzana Dakri, who's the new judge on the awards for this year. So she's going to reflect on the judging process, I think, and a number of other things.
Good morning. My name is Farzana Dakri, Community Chaplain for the community-based project, the Straight Path Resettlement Project Leicester. The project supports the needs of former prisoners and families affected through imprisonment. My other role, Family Engagement Lead at HMP Leicester, provides individualised support to prisoners and their families, a unique role with the overall aim strengthening and maintaining relationships during custody and on release to reduce the likelihood of reoffending. I was honoured to have been asked to sit on the judging panel for this year's Community Awards. As a first-time judge, it was incredible meeting and learning the specialisms of the judges. The awards reflect an inspiring range of work being carried out across the criminal justice system, with categories recognising women, restorative approaches, policing in adults, policing in children, liaison and diversion, criminal justice champion, organisation of the year, and a new category added this year, racial disparity in youth justice. As a judge, it was an opportunity of learning too, sharing, appreciating the expertise the judges brought with them. Such a positive experience as we all linked through people and organisation through the CJS. The nominations received resonated so much with my experiences working the prison estates, in particular strengthening and supporting prisoners' relationships with their families or significant other. Supporting a prisoner's relationship with his family, as well as other significant relationships that are meaningful and constructive, should be a primary focus for anyone caring for those in custody and who hope to achieve positive change and a transformation in lives. I applaud the nominations recognising family ties. As a community chaplain, supporting the community for people leaving prison is critical and cannot be underestimated. The prisoner's journey makes a marked difference through intervention in custody as they reach the end of the custodial sentence to be released to grassroots projects and organisations ready to take their baton, supporting the prisoner to continue to make the journey of change and a reason not to return to the cycle of reoffending. Judging the nominations was an incredible opportunity, an insight to the length and breadth of organisations, projects and individuals around the country who tirelessly work behind the scenes, often without recognition or acknowledgement. The Howard League Community Awards is a fitting celebration of their work. Awards were not only selected as the overall winner, runner-up, but additional recognition, commendations of those organisations, projects that are making their presence aware, with one day being future winners. Thank you to my fellow judges, Tim and Katie, for supporting me as a first-time judge. I wish the very best to all the nominations at the awards ceremony today.
Great, just remembering to unmute myself. That's great to hear from Farzana there. And we're actually now moving on to the new category this year that Farzana mentioned, which is racial disparities in youth justice. And obviously this category fits within a wider body of work that the Howard League is engaged in and recognises both the special challenges faced by many minoritized communities within the criminal justice system, as well, of course, as special efforts needed to address those challenges. And in this category, we have a commendation and a winner. And the commendation goes to Sussex No Admissions Pathway. The background to this project is, I think, well known, very familiar to many of the people on this call, I'm sure, but it was highlighted by the 2017 LAMI review, among many others. One of the issues the review discussed was the lack of trust in the criminal justice system within Black ethnic minority communities, which makes people from those communities less likely to cooperate with the police and trust legal advice. One outcome of this is more not guilty pleas being entered, which leads in turn to more convictions, harsher sentences, and early entry to the criminal justice system, and crucially, missing the opportunity for diversion, out of court sanctions, and ultimately receiving disproportionate outcomes in comparison to white peer groups. It is against this background that Sussex Police and local authority partners worked in consultation with the Youth Justice Boards to devise the no comment pathway. The no comment pathway focuses on children and young people who have given no comment interviews, which would otherwise exclude them from an out-of-court disposal and leave them more likely to attract a charge to court. Rather than charge a young person with the offence, a referral is submitted to the Youth Justice Service. The approach seeks to utilise Youth Justice Service assessments where necessary and hold multi-agency discussions in order to understand the young person's individual circumstances more fully in order to provide bespoke diversionary activity. The judges felt this scheme was providing an innovative way of addressing a really important and difficult issue with the criminal justice system, an issue that's very dear to my heart, and fully deserved a commendation for doing so. So congratulations to the Sussex No Admission Pathway for the great work that they're doing. And moving on to the winner in the racial disparities in youth justice category, this is the Call-In run by Golden Key in Bristol. Established in February 2019, the Call-In is a diversionary scheme based in East Central Bristol aimed at reducing street conflict, drug-related offending and recognising child criminal exploitation. Drawing on recommended approaches detailed again in the 2017 Lammy Review, Call-In focuses on young people from Black and minoritised communities, those who are found to be less likely to have opportunities or access to diversion schemes and who are overrepresented in prison populations. Call-In aims to divert young people away from crime, providing one-to-one mentoring support and a programme of bespoke activities, including culturally specific interventions to help young people fulfil their potential and achieve positive life changes. Call-In operates as a partnership between Golden Key, Avon and Somerset Constabulary, the Office and Police and Crime Commissioner and Bristol City Council. Again, this was one of the schemes that ticked all the right boxes for the judges. And it offers such hope for getting around, through and past some of the most intractable problems faced by young people from minoritised communities, especially who come to the attention of police and other criminal justice agencies. And it was also one of the many schemes we're talking about today, which really underlined how important it is and how vital it is for different agencies to come together in various combinations to address the kinds of problems we're looking at today. And again, it's a great example of that. And here, hopefully, to accept from the award, we have Maya Mate Kole from Bristol. Maya, are you online?
I am, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I guess we just want to say a huge thank you to Howard League Community Awards just for this recognition, and to the judges, but also to our partners, so the OPCC, Avon and Somerset Constabulary and Bristol City Council. I think we've tried really hard over the last 3 years to develop a programme that's very much collaborative with our local communities and has Black voice at the centre of what we're doing, which includes working with a number of Black-led agencies, grassroots organisations and voluntary sector organisations to ensure that we're able to offer our young people a holistic package of support which meets their cultural and identity needs, as well as diverts them away from offending, but also to ensure that we're still having the conversation and a focus on the system change element and the barriers that are placed in the way of our young people, not just a focus on how we meet their needs, but being very much part of the conversation about strategic change around disproportionality in youth justice. So yeah, just a huge thank you to you all really for recognition for something that's really important to us, and that for mine and my team has been just a real pillar of opportunity to do something different in our local area where we were born and raised.
Great, thanks so much again, man. Congratulations again, fantastic work. We're now going to move on to the restorative approaches category, and here we actually have two commendations to start off with. The first of those goes to the Serious Violence Prevention Programme run by Shekinah Make Amends in Devon and Cornwall. In 2017, Make Amends was commissioned by the Police and Crime Commissioner for Devon and Cornwall to develop a restorative justice approach to working with young people and families in order to prevent them from further escalation engagement in the criminal justice system and to address the harm caused by involvement in offending behaviours. 2 restorative justice family workers joined the team to work with restorative principles using a family group conferencing approach with families who want things to change and where harm is acknowledged and responsibility accepted. These practitioners are co-located with partners across the police and youth offending teams, the idea being that they work to prevent children in these families from being at risk of exclusion and criminality and protect them from county lines gang activity and vulnerability. The overall aim is to reduce the number of new entrants into the criminal justice system, reduce offender recidivism, and to promote stronger, healthier family units. Practitioners are supported to work in a way that considers the whole person, their story, their family, their social networks, the environment in which they live, health and well-being. They work in a trauma-informed way to put the personal family at the centre of what they do, ensuring that they have a voice and are listened to. This programme was, unsurprisingly by the sounds of it, recommissioned in 2022 and seemed to be of such good quality that judges were very keen for it to be recognised with a commendation. So congratulations to Make Amends down in Devon and Cornwall. The second commendation we have goes to the opposite end of the country, and this is for Safer Communities and Restorative Cleveland. Restorative Cleveland is part of Safer Communities Limited, formerly known as Safe and Tees Valley. I'm sure many of you will be familiar with the work these organisations do. Established as a charity in 1996, Safer Communities encompasses projects intended to provide a positive contribution within local communities and to ultimately make them safer. In addition to delivering restorative justice, services include the Victim Care and Advice Service, the Trauma-Informed Seen, Heard, Believe project, corporate services, and a newly involving training and development division. Restorative Cleveland was commissioned by the Office of Police and Crime Commissioner for Cleveland, commenced in 2018 and was recommissioned in April this year as part of a joint arrangement between the OPCC and Probation North East. Restorative Cleveland aims to give victims a voice and support offenders in their rehabilitation. Its stance is that shared by Safer Communities as a whole, identifying reasons to help rather than to exclude anyone from service support or delaying access to this. Finding innovative, creative ways to ensure that victims remain at the heart of the criminal justice system whilst promoting efficient care and support just seems like the kind of work that we should all be engaged in. And the panel are delighted to commend Restorative Cleveland for its ongoing work. And now we move on to the winner in the Restorative Approaches category. And the winner in the Restorative Approaches category is West Midlands Restorative Justice Project, run by Remedy. This restorative justice service is now entering its 4th year, and in that time has achieved high levels of service user engagement. The team has facilitated over 1,350 processes and has achieved some staggering successes. 99% of victims taking part said they were satisfied with their own involvement in the outcome of the case. 97% of the victims said that the project directly helped them to cope with and or recover from the offence. And 96% of those taking part said that restorative justice directly helped them to feel safer. So this is one of those projects that really had great evidence on underpinning the work that they're doing. So this is one of those projects that also simply deserve to be recognised and have its success celebrated on the national stage. It's a great example of the potential of restorative approaches. And hopefully we now have the team from Remedy online to receive their award. And in particular, I think Amanda Priest, are you there? Yes, excellent.
Yes.
It is the team.
Yeah, we've got all the team with us here. I'd just like to say on behalf of the team, a massive thank you to the Howard League for recognising the work that's been done. I'm massively proud of the team and everything they do, along with the support that we have from the West Midlands PCC and our other partners as well. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks all for coming along today. That's fantastic. and another great example of the power of restorative justice, I think. Right now we have the penultimate category, which is the women's category. And in this category, we have a runner-up and a winner. And the runner-up is the Willowdean Women's Whole System Approach, run by Willowdean Rehabilitation Limited. Willowdean Women's Whole Systems Approach is built on a decade's worth of proven interventions and experience. It enables early diversion of women from the criminal justice system through engaging in gender-specific and trauma-informed day and residential interventions. In March 2021, Willowdean opened its Family Assessment Centre, a safe trauma-informed environment that provides a place where mothers and carers and their children can meet, have contact visits, and access Willowdean's family counselling support. The project delivers significant improvement and progression for women access it, gaining purposeful use of time, dealing with their past trauma, and enabling them to rebuild their lives. This results in fewer blue light calls, more active citizenship, and the rebuilding of families. Willowdean have helped support over 200 women through this process. Core to the whole systems approach is the belief that dealing with trauma of the past and equipping with new skills enables women to live the life they want. The approach provides a holistic service to address all relevant rehabilitative needs across its 9 pathways by direct delivery of interventions, support, advocacy, advice, and guidance and facilities that are designed on trauma-informed environmental principles. If I recall correctly, this is one of the nominations that most brought home to me the nature and the quality of all the work we've been celebrating today, as it included testimonials from some of the women who've used this service that were actually profoundly moving. So many congratulations to Willowdean, and I hope over to Sarah Home to accept the award. Sarah, do we have you online?
Hello. Thank you ever so much for the recognition of the runner-up award. I'm really thankful to accept the award on behalf of the women's team at Willowdean, and it's recognition for all of the superb work and diligence of all of our staff that really work together to make the best for our women that we work with. We look forward to being able to offer further support to women as the West Mercia Women's Centre we are central to delivering provision to women, enabling them to live a purposeful life beyond the criminal justice system. So thank you ever so much. We're very appreciative, and congratulations to all of the other winners today.
Great. Thanks ever so much, Sarah. Congratulations again, and thanks for coming along. Moving on to the winner in the women's category, and this is Enrich from the Berkshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust. In 2020, in partnership with Thames Valley Police and Alana House, Berkshire Healthcare's Liaison and Diversion Service joined forces to offer alternative outcomes to prison or court for vulnerable women in custody. The Enrich project was designed to meet the aims of the government's female offender strategy and has proven successful in diverting women away from and out of the criminal justice system. The aims and objectives of the project are based on the 9 pathways to reducing reoffending highlighted in the Corston report. Having bases in custody and court means the team behind it are perfectly positioned to offer appropriate, gender-specific, trauma-informed, holistic support to their clients. Using a mix of referrals to the Enrich project and out-of-court disposal orders, this project has improved the outcomes of the women who engage with it. And the judges felt this was just simply another great project that fully deserves its award and winner in this category. And the partnership working here on display here is brilliant to see. And over, I think, to Kishan Ras to accept the award. Kishan, do we have you online? Maybe we don't.
We do. Kishan, you're there.
Yes, I can see you.
Kishan, you're unmuted, but if you want to put the video on.
Oh, I think we've just lost
it. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Kishan. Oh, how annoying. It looks like we should better hear you, Kishan, but if you're talking, we can't hear you. No. Oh, how frustrating. Catherine, should we move on, or? If we could move on, and then Kishan, maybe you can sort out your audio. We'll maybe come back to you.
Yeah, we've now got a break presentation from NIACRO, from Fiona Green, who is the CEO of NIACRO, winner of last year's Organisation of the Year award. So perhaps we can hear this, and maybe we can get back to Kishan to see if the link is working then. So let's hear from Fiona. Fiona, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, we've got you. Brilliant.
Thank you. Just a little bit of a... Thanks, Ben. Thank you so much. Thank you on behalf of everyone at NIACRO for inviting us to speak today at your award ceremony, and to commend those organisations who have already been nominated or have already won awards this morning for the exemplary work you all do in helping people stay out of the criminal justice system and supporting those within it. Naturally, we were delighted to have been in your position last year when we won the Howard League Organisation of the Year. It felt like a fitting recognition of the work that we do at a very fitting time, as we were beginning celebrations for our 50th year here in Northern Ireland. It is an accolade that we are very immensely proud of, primarily because it is awarded by our peers, and it is one that we have celebrated very well over the year. It was in 1972 that NIACRO's founders set out a vision for a charitable organisation for Northern Ireland, which would reduce crime and the impact it has on people and communities. 50 years on, we remain true to those values and to that vision in what is undoubtedly a contentious but demanding field of work, but also hugely rewarding. The proof of our success is in those who we work with every day as they take steps to change lives for the better, and also for the difference we can make with their families, including children. Ours is a story of transformation. We know we've made a difference to the lives of thousands of men, women and children of all ages and life experiences. Last year alone, while we were named the Howard League Organisation of the Year, our services reached 5,403 people across 27 programmes, adults, families, children and young people services. We also continue to develop new services, including a trauma support service, counselling service, a service for women with complex needs leaving custody, and the development of NIACRO as a SFJ assessment centre, to name but a few. Winning the award was an endorsement for our continuing commitment to best practice in the face of what has been one of the most challenging periods for us all involved in this work, the COVID pandemic. We're committed to building a strong and positive community life for everyone, and we have played our part in shaping public policy and helping to make change for the better to the criminal justice system here in Northern Ireland. In the time ahead, we are also focused on 5 key policy areas which will encourage assistance to make a difference to criminal justice and change lives. These policy areas include effective resourcing of early intervention programmes and services, raising the minimum age of criminal responsibility. It currently stands, as you know, 10 years old, but our Department of Justice here have currently a public consultation out on raising the age to 14. Addressing delays in the criminal justice system, only exacerbated, as we know, by the backlogs caused by the pandemic. Reducing the use of remand and working with others for bail alternatives. Last year, nearly half of all women prisoners in our women's prison here were on remand. The prison population is rising in Northern Ireland, and we need to see significant focus on this issue. Reform of the rehabilitation of offenders legislation in Northern Ireland is long overdue, but because of the work NIACRO has done over decades, draft legislation is in place, awaiting the restitution of our political institutions. And there is much more to be done. As we face into the future, we need to work closely and intentionally with our partners in criminal justice and beyond, but also with the people with lived experience who need and use our services, so that we better understand the issues that are impacting on them at a time when society is emerging from the pandemic, only to be confronted with a cost of living emergency. That escalating crisis compounds existing poverty and lack of opportunity already faced by those who use our services, and we cannot underestimate the challenges that lie ahead. It is vital we create, support and sustain relationships across all sectors to enable us to continue to make a difference to the lives of those who come into contact with the criminal justice system, much like the relationship we are forging with the Howard League. In addition to celebrating NIACRO's half-century at the forefront of criminal and social justice in Northern Ireland over this past year, we said a bittersweet farewell to our former Chief Executive, Alwyn Liner, who retired in February of 2022 this year after 43 years of service to NIACRO. It was especially fitting that she was the one to have received the award from the Howard League last year. And because it meant so much to her, it has meant so much more to all of the rest of us, more than you realise. Alwyn is a very special woman who accomplished so much during her 21 years at the helm of NIACRO, and the impact of her work has had on the lives of the people we help can never be fully measured. I am grateful for the guidance, support and inspiration she continues to give me in my new role. Special thanks must also go to those who make this work possible: our 140 staff, our executive committee, our volunteers and funders, as well as the commitment of our service users who work with us on a voluntary basis, a privilege we never take for granted. Just want to wish you all and thank you to the Howard League, and good luck to all those who've been nominated and commended for awards today. And if anyone would like any further information on the work of NIACRO, or you would like to share or discuss ideas for collaboration, please contact me. Thanks again.
Brilliant. Thanks ever so much for coming on today, Fiona, and congratulations again. And it's fantastic to hear how much winning the award can mean to people. Brilliant. Thank you ever so much. Right, so we will now move on to organisation of the year. And we have a runner-up first in this category. And the runner-up is Foundation UK. Foundation UK is a registered social landlord with 37 years experience providing housing-related support for high-risk individuals, preventing homelessness and enabling communities to thrive. He has developed a portfolio of 3 projects across North Yorkshire that use a restorative approach with inclusivity, empowerment, choice and collaboration at the core. Taken together, these services enable a community-based whole family approach that aims to inspire those who use them to believe that change and rehabilitation is possible. First project has been running since 2012. Foundation's Resettlement and Community Safety Service has been working collaboratively with partners to support offenders who pose the greatest risk to communities. The second project was established in 2021, the Directions Personal Wellbeing Services for male clients with multiple complex needs. This service has had a significant impact on clients' lives. It uses an intensive multi-agency approach to work towards positive outcomes, including social inclusion, engagement with family and significant others, lifestyle and associates, and emotional well-being. The third project is Plus Choices, a bespoke programme that supports perpetrators of domestic abuse as part of a whole system approach, wherein partners, ex-partners and or other family members are also offered access to integrated support services. So congratulations to Foundation UK, doing some fantastic work across a whole set of issues and areas, all tied around this issue of housing, which is brilliant to see. And here to accept the award, I hope we have Kate Hemmons online. Kate, are you here? Yes, I think you are.
Hello.
Hi.
Goodness me, I don't really know what to say. This is incredible. A little bit overwhelmed, feel a little bit teary as well, to be honest. This is just testament to the hard work that our teams are doing every single day across the county of North Yorkshire. And a real accolade for them to celebrate everything that they've done. And I know we keep talking about the pandemic, but they continue to deliver services faultlessly throughout that, making sure that our clients received exceptional support. I'm overjoyed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Howard League, and congratulations to everyone else involved today. And I can't wait to share this with the team. There is some of my other colleagues on this call as well today. So yeah, we're overjoyed. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks ever so much, Kate. Congratulations again. Really, really great. So moving on, and we actually have 2 winners of Organisation of the Year this year. And again, I'm going to read this out. There's no particular order. This is just the order that they came out in, if you see what I mean. The first winner of Organisation of the Year is Willowdean Rehabilitation Limited. Established in 1988, Willowdean Rehabilitation Limited has at the heart of its vision and mission the belief that every individual, irrespective of birth and life circumstances, can live the life they were designed for. Willowdean's interventions, some of which we've already heard about, of course, address the causes of offending and substance misuse, dealing with past trauma, rebuilding lives, ensuring that those in the criminal justice system do not become or remain revolving door individuals, providing training in 11 career areas, over 30 qualifications, counselling and pastoral support. Using a whole systems approach, vulnerable individuals' needs are met through Willowdean's in-house services, supported by strategic and frontline partners. This provides a comprehensive and cohesive service supporting participants on a journey out of the criminal justice system and into purposeful living. Just to give some examples of its work, in 2010, Willowdean became West Mercia Probation Strategic Partner, designing and delivering interventions targeting the root causes of offending. In 2012, Willowdean launched its first gender-specific interventions, followed in 2013 by the launch of the first and only female residential alternative to custody in the UK. And again, we've been hearing some of that already. In 2021, Willowdean was commissioned to deliver interventions to around 2,000 men and women a year and launched its Family Assessment Centre to provide a whole systems approach to mothers carers and their children. Willowdean is therefore engaged in a huge range of work across some of the central issues that we've been talking about and thinking about today. So huge congratulations to Willowdean being named Joint Organisation of the Year by the Howard League. And over, I think, this time to Matt Home to accept the award. Matt, is that right?
Good morning. Thank you ever so much. We're delighted to become winner of the year for Howard League. Thank you ever so much to the judges. It's a big thank you to all the staff to make it work every day, day in, day out. And of course, most importantly, for our students, they continue to be our inspiration every day when they come to Willowdean and disclose their issues of the past and turn their lives around and then live the life they were designed for. So I just want to say a great big thank you. Thank you for the recognition. It means so much to us, our staff and our students. And thank you very much.
Great. Congratulations again, Matt. And just a fantastic work that you're doing over there. And the final announcement for today is the second winner in the Organisation of the Year award. And this is Working Chance. Working Chance is the only employment charity exclusively for women who have criminal convictions. Service is provided on the basis that no woman should be held back by a past, and that with the right encouragement, support and access to opportunity, every woman can reset her life and transform her future. Since 2009, Working Chance has helped thousands of women to develop their confidence, skills and self-belief, empowering them to build better futures for themselves and their families, and working with them to find meaningful employment. 90% of the women who come to Working Chance for help find a job. Its frontline teams work holistically, tailoring each client's program to meet their needs. Employability coaches offer support in areas such as CV writing, interview skills, and disclosing a conviction. And employment advisors help women find the role that's right for them. Working Chance partners with employers across the UK to match women with the right opportunities. It works with policymakers and employers to break down the stigma, stereotypes, and barriers that stop many women and convictions from securing employment and progressing in their careers. And crucially, Working Chance helps make society safer, because employment has been shown to be one of the main drivers of reducing reoffending. I think what's so great about Working Chance, among many things that's so great about it, is the seeming very targeted nature of its work. It's about employment, but the huge rippling downstream effects this work can generate, if that is, you have the expertise and the dedication needed to deliver that work. So huge congratulations to Working Chance on winning this award, and over to Lizzie Jewell, I think, to accept it. So Lizzie, are you there? Just need to unmute, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm actually Natasha Finlayson, the Chief Executive at Working Chance. Yeah, no, absolutely thrilled to accept this award on behalf of Working Chance. We get shortlisted for a lot of things, but we haven't won for a good many years, kind of, you know, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. So this is really thrilling, and the team will be absolutely chuffed. And I really liked the way that you described us and the downstream ripple effects. That's so true. We're a tiny charity. We do punch above our weight, which means that every member of our team works so hard, gives everything to support the women that we work with in being able to turn their lives around and have a brighter future. So thank you so much, Howard League. This really means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Very, very happy to make you the brides today. Very good, give the upgrade. And that concludes our proceedings for today.
And sorry to interject. Kishan has now sorted out his audio, yes. So he was the winner in the women's category.
Yes, Kishan, can you? Is it going to work?
Can you hear me, Ben?
Yes, we can. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Over to you.
Thank you. Hopefully, you can see me. Yeah, we're really thrilled and pleased to accept the Howard League Award on behalf of Alana House, Thames Valley Police, and our liaison and diversion teams. As you can see, the teams have worked really hard and they've collaborated to kind of provide an alternative of women who are in contact with the criminal justice system. And yeah, the teams have worked really hard, and it's been a long time coming. They've worked over a number of years, right through with the pandemic and on, and they'd be really pleased to have their efforts recognised in kind of making a difference and giving a better opportunity for women who are in contact with the police. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Kishan. I'm really glad we got to hear from you in the end. I'll end out the gremlins. As I was saying, that really is the conclusion of our proceedings. Now we've heard from everyone. Well done again to all the winning projects and organisations and people for their excellence and the best practice, the things we've been hearing about today. Your winning certificates and plaques will be with you in the post shortly. Please do take a photo of your certificates and plaques and share on social media, both to promote your win and the Howard League Awards. I have to finish with a plug to go back to where Andrea was talking at the very beginning. The Howard League is a membership organisation, so please do join as a member if you aren't one already. Further information can be found on our website. And finally, thanks ever so much for everyone who came along today, everyone who nominated, everyone who was shortlisted and given an award. Thank you everyone for making today such a success. And we will close there. Thanks all for coming.